On today, we're going to jump inside of Unity, and we're going to be working on my game Twisted Tower. I'm really excited. We got a couple really cool things we're going to work on today. We're going to make walls that are fully breakable. Yes, I know it sounds difficult. It's really not going to be. And also, we're going to do some fun voice acting stuff. And then what else? Oh, we're going to work on some puzzle elements involving valves. So that's going to be really fun. Hey guys, I just want to let you know, by the way, I have a free character art workshop below. It's totally free. There's no gimmicks here. I really do want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you learn how to make beautiful 2D characters for your game. So be sure to check it out below. It's pretty cool, actually. If you just sign up here, you'll be presented with this here. Let's see here. One sec. Yeah, so this is the workshop. It's pretty cool. I think it's 40 minutes long. And it's going to teach you how to go from just a very simplistic character like you see here, very basic shapes. And that's the beauty of 2D art, actually, is everything's basic shapes. That's actually true with 3D art as well. And you're slowly going to learn how to create something like this. I think you'll be surprised. You really don't need a lot of talent to do this. So check it out below. No gimmicks. All right, let's jump inside of Unity. Let's drop our desk down and let us get started here. Why is that banner running so frequently? I don't like that. Let's turn that off. Okay. Let's go. Let me open up the chat here and say hello to everybody. Hello. LA Game Studio, awesome. How you doing? Come on in. Let's reload this. And the first thing I want to do, guys, is I want to go ahead and get these breakable walls working, okay? So what did Felipe say? I think it's called breakable. What's it called? Give me just a sec here. I'm going to find it. He just pushed a wall that's destructible. Yeah, wall 8x8 destructible. So let's go ahead and find that here. There we go, and it is a variant. Okay, so we have this wall here. It's just a piece, okay? And what's cool about this is we're going to be able to use this throughout the entire game and just swap out the textures and allow the player to break this wall down. I could take this piece here. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? You could just punch holes in the wall. You could punch a hole here. And it just looks good. Hello, Mildred. There we go. See? So all we got to do, this is crazy actually. The theory is all we've got to do is add a pushable or a rigid body to it. The rigid body is not going to use gravity, and it's going to be kinematic. Actually, let's just go ahead and set it to use gravity for now. It's going to have a pushable object script on it. I don't really want the player to be able to pick it up, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to not have that enabled. And I'm just going to go through all of these elements here. Maybe if I turn on wireframe, it'll be easier to see. Yeah. So I have this. That's going to be static. That's not going to be static. Let's add a rigid body to this as well. Hey, Yuval. How you doing? Thomas, what are you using for version control? So this is a great question. How do I use version control and how do I avoid colliding with or having conflicts with my team, including Felipe, Gordon, Hector? How do I avoid conflicts? We don't use anything special. We actually don't even use merge or pull requests. We've never really had an issue, and that's because we all have very distinct tasks. We're very over-communicative about who's working on what. Like this prefab here, Felipe's not working on this prefab, so I can work on this prefab, right? We're not going to both work on this prefab together. So JB says version control scares me. You know what's scarier than version control? Who knows what's scarier than version control? Who knows the answer? What's scarier than version control? All right, we're going to add a pushable to this as well. This one I'm cool with it breaking. Nope, not version control. That's right. Not version control. Exactly. Let's remove this box collider. We don't want to have that there. Wait, why? Son of a bee. Okay, so apparently in order for us to use the pushable object script, we have to have a box collider. Therefore, we're going to remove the mesh collider, and all we're going to have is a box collider, which is, I think, totally fine. So notice how, guys, I'm adding a rigid body, I'm adding a box collider, and I'm also adding a pushable object script. But the pushable object script is, look at that, initially constrained. I might need to take that, I'm not sure. What's funny is no matter how many times you work on a game, if you don't work with a script for like 3 months, you forget how it works. So I'm going to take a look here in a bit and see if this is working. This needs to be, is kinematic good? Is kinematic? That one's going to be static. Is kinematic is true? This one is not going to be kinematic. This is the problem here. I feel like we just need to have that disabled by default at all times. Because there's no reason. Well, let's try this out actually. Let's add a pushable object. Box collider. I'm worried about this one because if I break everything around it, it's going to float. So let's double check here. Hey, Queenie. Queenie is new to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We need to add a delay here to this looping. It's like constant. Oh well. Yeah, this is a wall you're going to break with an axe. This is how they do it in games, my friends. At least that's the assumption. Initially constrained. These are fine. And then they have a piece on the inside that flies out. We shall see. There's several ways of going about this, and I think I may have done it the wrong way, but let's take a look and see. So it's literally only 5 pieces. These 5 pieces I'm going to set to stone. Do I have stone? Where's stone? Or rock? Come on. There it is. Okay, y'all want to try it out? I'm going to save this scene because I don't want to apply these prefab changes yet, but we're going to go ahead and hit play here. And the cool thing is all I got to do is keep this side of the map activated. Let me do that really quick. Coming in. Those of you just joining us, just remember you can join the free 2D character art masterclass below. I really, really want to see you guys get good at 2D art. Nothing makes me happier than being able to teach people how to get good at 2D art, especially character art. That's my forte. That's what I've been doing for my whole life, honestly. So check it out below. It's totally free. No gimmicks. Just click below, sign up, and you'll be able to do the masterclass. You'll learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. By the end, if you really take the masterclass seriously, you're going to learn a ton. And you don't need any talent. That's the beauty of it. So check it out below. Alrighty. What am I doing? Oh, game manager. That's cleared. Okay, clear all the saves. And then we also need to make sure that this area is enabled. Just to test. And let's hit play here. Take a look. Already? Okay, let's exit maximize play mode and take a look, guys. And hopefully you guys are going to learn a lot here. Even if you're not working on a 3D game, you're going to learn how this stuff is done. Isn't that cool? I freaking love this stuff. Look, it looks like it's actually like part of the world. There's no seams. Felipe did a great job. So if I whack it, what happens? Nothing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on this in play mode, and we're just going to start with this piece here. It's a pushable object. Let's make it initially constrained. And we're going to go ahead and set it to is kinematic is false. There it goes. Okay. I wonder why I can't hit it. There we go. Okay, let's try it again. We're going to set all of these to initially constrained. The problem, however, is the sound. The sound sucks. So I think we need to create like a broken rubble tag that's like that way it feels better to break. Let's think here. Yeah. No, I think we'll be okay. However, pushable objects aren't saved, so they need to be breakables. We officially know. Let's just start with, I'm a big fan of starting small. So I am so sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to start with just this one here. And we're going to take the wood plank functionality here, and we're going to set it, because the wood planks work just fine. They're called breakable objects. And the breakable object, it has a child of broken pieces, okay? This is actually going to be really, really fun. So I'm going to paste this component here. I'm going to restore the mesh collider, okay? And the breakable object has a breaking sound, which is plank break. It has a health of 10. And the question is then, what spawns inside of it after you break it? Well, for the wood planks, it's these small pieces of wood, okay? This right here. Let's see here. It's way over there. So we're gonna put that actually right here, okay? So this piece of wood here is gonna spawn, okay? But we don't want it to be pieces of wood, do we? We actually want it to be this broken piece here. So what I'm gonna do here is delete this, and I'm going to take that broken piece of wall right there and drag it into the new mesh here. There we go. And it also we should also take the tile and just put it on there. And hopefully this will be the correct piece. Let's just do one by one by one. Something's going on here. Why is it doing that? That's so strange. It shouldn't be flat. For some reason it's flat. That's so odd. Is it because it's a quad? No idea, but we're going to take itself and put it inside. There we go. Wait. What is that? Oh, there we go. All right, it's inside of itself. And so what we're going to do is we're going to remove the mesh collider. I'm sorry, the rigid body. And we're going to take the random force variable, stick it here. We're going to have to do this very, very precisely here. And each one of these matter, but there's only 5, so we're going to be okay. So this is going to randomly apply a force. Pushable object, add that. And also, this has a box collider. No, I think we're good there. Rigid body is set to use gravity, so we're good there. Yeah, I think that's good, guys. Set this position to 0. So what's going to happen is it's going to spawn a child, and that child is going to tumble out. Okay, let's do it. Let's just see if this works. Now, this is obviously a little bit redundant, but what I'm going to do is have multiple pieces. So when you whack it, 2 come out. Okay, that's why we're going to spawn children. We're not going to instantiate anything. We're just going to activate these objects. Does that make sense? All right. Yeah, the art workshop should be in the description. Let me check here. Is it not, guys? Let me take a look. The character art should be in the description. I'm going to take a look for you guys. Let me know if it's there, but I'll take a look. I hate when this happens. I want you guys to be part of this workshop. It's really cool. Yeah, it's in the description. Yeah, cool. Yeah, guys, check it out below. Seriously, it's really cool. I think it's really, really cool. I'm really proud of it. Totally free. Totally free. Thanks for enrolling, guys. That's awesome. It makes me feel good. Ayush says, I've started watching this channel a week ago, and every video is to capture my attention. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Okay. Remove mesh renderer, this one. Remove box collider. None. All right, that should do it. I mean, do I have any stone breaking sounds? Break stone. Stone. Hit stone, step stone. This is going to be so great. Now, there are certain aspects of game development where you have to parse whether it's feature creep or not. Okay? Is having breakable walls feature creep? So I'm playing a game, and it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic, kind of. It's like a destroyed world that's abandoned. And it's supposed to feel really, really old. It's also interior, and there's also a lot of winding hallways. Some of them don't quite make sense. They just sort of veer off. And so the question is, what can we create to make it feel like the world's falling apart? What can we create to help the player not know exactly where they need to go, force them to explore? What can we also create that makes it feel like certain areas have an intention? Breakable walls. So if I have a hallway in our level design that doesn't really make sense, and it kind of changes themes, it's like, why is it all of a sudden like made out of metal? What's going on? Well, let's just put a breakable wall there, and so when you break through, it feels like it's, oh, I found something new that I shouldn't get to. So that's why this is worth our time. Not everything is worth your time. My back kind of hurts. Ugh. So that's good. Let's see if it works. And we're just looking for this piece here to work. Oh, he's gone. Why? Huh? What happened? I don't know, but he is gone now. Okay, it falls. Here's why. Rigid body is kinematic. Turn off gravity. Its child should. That should launch out, but not that. Totally reminds me of Red Faction. I totally agree. I think about that every time I create breakable environments. Okay, it didn't work. I just heard something break. It was that. But this is not breaking. Do you need a box collider, my friend? Let us double check. We're going to move him out here. And we're going to see. So weird. Null reference exception. Value cannot be null. It's water. That's so crazy. What? That's so weird, guys. I don't get it. Wait, what? That's crazy. This one is definitely going to work. It's got a breakable object on it. It's got a box collider. Maybe we have to use box colliders. I don't know. Yeah, we might need to use box colliders. So let's try box collider and see what happens. All right, there's our box collider. Let's try it out. No, I know what those errors are. That's not this. There we go. So he fell somewhere. I don't know where he went. And he flew towards me. Which is fine as long as I set multiples. So I'll do this. And then this. And then shrink their size. And we're just going to sort of have them basically the same size. Like that. And they will break out when I break it like that. So what was the problem? Oh, it needed to be a box collider, okay? Ow, my shoulder. It hoits. Sound is going to do wonders for us, I promise. What? Why did that happen? It should, oh, that's why. We need to do both of them. Enable. There we go. All right, let's try again. Kahuli, no, that's correct in my game. So we don't, that code doesn't use mesh colliders. But yes, you can use mesh colliders all day, but we want to use box colliders as much as we can. Where did the second one go, you mother effer? What's happening? Broken piece, enable. Oh, it's this. Enable. There we go. All right. So this is kind of a messy process, but as long as we get this wall done, we don't have to worry about it ever again. I don't really like this solution here. I would rather it be... Yeah, I don't like this whole... This is messy. We're going to make this work. Promise, guys. Let me show you. I'm just going to tell my team these have got to be savable. Their positions. Although, we can also do a breakable object script. And we can basically have something say, set... I'm going to say use gravity, turn is kinematic to false, or true. My theory is this. My theory is we can have a breakable object that doesn't really emit anything, but it will set something to is kinematic equals false. That's basically it. I think that's really easy. Let's open this up and just do that. That's a way simpler solution. Here was the problem with the previous solution, guys. There was 2 children, and those children were... I would need to adjust all of the materials for all of the children. So that's like 20 objects to change the material for. That's a pain in the butt, so we're not going to do that. Okay? Yeah, Atmos Engine is what we call the system that we're using. It's a very we've put a lot of work into this engine. It's not an engine, it's a it's Unity, but we call it Atmos Engine. Oh, sorry, my brain. Here we go. Set kinematic to false, and we're going to choose a rigid body to do that. So it's just a something in the inspector that we can do. So after it breaks, here we go. Set kinematic to false. Dot is kinematic equals false. And we only do that if it exists. That's it, guys. So that will hopefully set the object to false and then launch. I bet you it won't, though. I bet you it won't. But we'll try it. I have my theory that this isn't going to work, guys. Yeah, framework's a good word. Is it because it's still a mesh collider? Yeah, Thomas. So far today has been a terrible, horrible day. We have not gotten what we need to get done, and I'm very disappointed. So we got a break sound, but the rigid body did not get set to false for some reason. Hey, that was nice, though. So something happened, and I don't know what it was. Okay, so let's double check here what happened. Set kinematic to false should have occurred, but it didn't. So let's take a look at our breakable object here. This should be set to false. This rigid body here. It should go set to false. However, it didn't. So let's double check. It sets to true. There we go. Okay. That should do it. I don't know why. Yes, I understand. It's a long story. Anyway. So Mickey Jemmy says, I've been noticing I'm so much less productive during spring compared to winter. I wonder why that is. Is that true? Do you really feel that way? Thomas, advise me on learning Godot. Is it a waste of time? No. It just depends on what you want to do. If you want to make a game that's commercially viable in a year and launch it on console, probably not use Godot. That's just my opinion. There we go. Thomas wins again. I win. I win. So if we go to artlist.io, me log in here. Let's get a sound of breaking rubble. That one's great. I know you guys can't hear it. Hang tight. That one's good. We're going to combine all this. And also, but here's the thing. It can't be too specific. It needs to sound generic. So we're going to probably just lower the pitch and reduce the treble so that it's got a softer sound so that we can use it for everything. Okay? Let's find. I feel like glass shattering is going to work for us. That one's great right there. All right, we're going to open this up in Audacity. I know you guys can't hear this. Just hang tight, okay? You know what? I want to teach you guys this. I want you to learn. So let's go ahead and learn. You guys ready to learn? We're in Audacity right now. Okay, that's great, but I want it to sound like a generic break sound. Now, what makes it sound like very much like glass is the end part. So I'm going to just do this, fade out. I want a big punching sound, though. Game feel. This is a great representation of game feel. Okay? That's game feel. Instant, fast, reactive, full of a bass and a treble sound. This is bad game feel. You ready? Here's bad game feel. And I'll trick you. That's bad game feel. This is good game feel. Reactive. So here's what we're going to do. We've got a punch sound. We want to merge that with rumbling or crackling ceramics. That's it right there. And then this one as well. There we go. Merge or bring the sounds down a little bit. The volumes we wanted to be at -10. I'm going to merge all these together. And remember, we want to reduce the treble a little bit. And you know, what we're doing is we're actually sort of distilling down the value of this sound, unfortunately. But it's because we want it to be a universal sound that works for every object that you can break when it comes to walls. So that's why it's important to make it universal. And we're going to mix it. We're going to mix it with some sounds. Like a dusty drywall. Dirt. Rumble. Dusty dirt. That was pretty good. I know that was a shoe, but we might be able to use that. We're trying to capture. That'll work, donkey. I need a thud. set that a little bit punchier. Might work. Set this to mono, of course. Turn it up. I'm using this stream to motivate me while I work on my game. That's from Thomas. Thomas? You spell your name weird, buddy. All right. Break generic wall. We don't want a specific sledgehammer sound, Martino, as much as that would be cool. We want a generic sound because we're going to be using it with walls that are wallpapered. We're going to use it with walls that are like metal. It just needs to be generic, sadly. I know that stinks. But that's what we're going to do. Death sound, generic wall. And we shall try and see if it looks good. Let's go. Just a schmack sound. I just got a mouthful of coffee grounds. I love it. I like it a lot. Okay, Rasputin asked a really good question. This is really, really valid. And Rasputin, you're totally right. Why not just use multiple sounds for different objects? Who knows the answer? Why? Why aren't we going to do that? Tuckmac says the same thing. Thomas, just make different materials and have different sounds when you hit them. Why are we not going to do that? No, memory is not the problem. That's right. David Zobrist. And guys, I want to be so helpful here if I can. You have to pick your battles. And I've learned this with my kids. You pick your battles, what you want to fight with, what you don't want to fight with. There's so many things that we got to do for this game that adding multiple sound effects to a breakable wall is the last thing on my list. A breakable wall is not. I think it's great and it's going to make the game feel amazing. It's going to solve a lot of problems for us. Multiple sounds, it's going to hurt you. Okay, so I really want you guys to be successful. And there are going to be times when you have to pick and choose your battles. So please try and think about the schedule and when you want to launch your game and how much effort you're willing to put in for your game, and don't get yourself distracted with the wrong things. That's a big, big rule that you got to learn. And you got to learn how to weigh things. All right. We got one down. Let's go ahead and add a box collider here. Add a rigid body here as well, and it's going to be in kinematic. Okay. Add a breakable object to it. That breakable object is going to all it's going to do is set this rigid body to false. That's it. And that, guys, I honestly think that should do it for those two. I mean, let's double check. Tuckmac says it doesn't have to take that much time, though. Tuckmac, it will in our case, because we've got a lot of these walls and we have a lot of materials. But Tuckmac, you might be right. So it worked. It just didn't at the same time. I sure wish that we could use mesh colliders. That would make it so much easier. Guys, why does the mesh collider not work? I kind of feel like these should not be able to interact with each other. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's go to our player settings and see which physics layer we can use here. Ignore myself. I like that. No. We could do a pushable. Pushables don't interact with water. Enemies can't interact with each other either. So I may be able to set it to an enemy layer. Okay, we could try that. Do not allow these guys to interact with each other. You know, I could be completely wrong here. So, but we're going to try. No idea. It's because the box colliders are colliding with each other. Okay, that's the reason why. That kind of worked. That was really fun. I just wish it went the other way. You know? Why are they going that way? What's been the most interesting thing that you've learned from switching between 2D and 3D? This is from Real Caden. Lighting is brutal, especially shadows. And so everything in a 3D game, you have to consider how it's going to affect performance. It's brutal. So you really have to bake everything. There's a lot of stuff that has to be static. I don't know why they're coming towards me. It's weird. Why would they come towards me? They should fall out that way. Look how cool this looks. I love this because you can hide walls and why are you interacting with yourself? It shouldn't interact with itself. It's set to enemy. Enemies should not be interacting with themselves. You fraud. Enemies should not be interacting with themselves, yet they are. And that drives me crazy. Look. Enemy, enemy. What? Ragdoll limb. We could try that. There's a lot of layers we could use. And I'm going to disable the wood planks on the inside because those might be causing a problem. Yeah, no, Chaos. Good thinking there. You might be right. I mean, frankly, I should be able to knock these through the wall. So, okay, here we go. Why can't I go through you? What on earth? Oh, that's why. Dang it, weird. Guys, this is troubling. This is troubling indeed. They should not be interacting with each other. Hey, Gordon. Guys, Gordon's in the chat. Me and him are the developers of this game. But Gordon tends to do more. What on earth? I don't know why it's colliding with itself, because it's set to enemy. Look, it should not be touching itself. Wait, what? It's set to breakable. Why is it set to breakable? And it's getting set to breakable because of the script. There it is. Here's what we're going to do. Because I know, without a shadow of a doubt, I want this to behave like kinematic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the death here, and I'm going to do it right here. So it's getting set with a script. So we need to change it to, frankly, we could do ragdoll limb. Because basically ragdoll limb doesn't interact with itself, it doesn't interact with the player, but you could still whack it. So this is essentially a ragdoll limb when you think about it. Y'all ready to try that? We're going to set it to a ragdoll limb. I think this is going to solve our problem, Gordon. Oh, sorry, that banner keeps running. It's annoying. But if you guys haven't checked out the free character art masterclass down below, it's totally free. Check it out. It'll help you out a lot. Yes. That's so weird. Gordon, what did you do? Whenever I'm working, I'm just going to blame Gordon. Is it because they're rigid bodies too? Like, I don't understand why it doesn't. We're going to set all these to ragdoll limb. No. Can ragdoll limb interact with default? Yes, it can. That's a problem. So therefore, we want the wall to be... What can ragdoll limb interact with? Pickups. It cannot interact with pickups. So, but can I? I cannot. I don't want this wall interacting with this. So the conundrum here is I think I just need, frankly, another freaking layer, which I hate. And we're not going to do it. This is so tough. We want the layer to not interact with the player. We don't want it to interact with itself. And we don't want it to interact with the walls. I wish, Gordon, do we know why we can't just use freaking colliders? Mesh colliders? Is it because they need to be convex? Let's try this. I don't think that's going to help anything. But we can try. Does it need to be convex, Gordon? It does. So you can go underneath, which is great. But if we can do convex, I think we're okay. So that's set to enemy. Interesting. But let's set this to... Oh, that's not going to work. So what was going on earlier? Enemy and ragdoll, do they work together? Do they collide with each other? They don't. Okay. I think we found the right one. We want these to be enemy. Right? And these to be... but that doesn't need to be a mesh collider anymore. I don't know why it didn't work the first time, though. So that's what's confusing. Is it because it was touching the ground, maybe? I don't know. Let's try it again. Oh, it might have been because it's colliding with that one. Okay. Look. Do I have a force multiplier? Surely I have a force multiplier for a pushable object or breakable object. There we go. Spawn launch force. Maybe I need to set this to a pushable object. Guys. Well, we have a spawn launch force value. I'm kind of at a loss here. It's just going to be easier just to do breakable, generic breakable particles. Honestly. I think that's what we're going to have to do, guys. So what I'm going to do is revert this script. Go back to GitHub here. Actually, I could just kill it here. And then also that condition down here. We're going to have to spawn it. It's the only way to use the current system. We have to just spawn broken pieces, which is just sad. I could probably write a script here. I could probably write a script here. But where did I put this? The script could set all of the children, the breakable children, to the same material as the parent. We could do that. It's unfortunate. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this piece here, and we're just going to shrink the size. We're going to add a mesh collider. Okay. It's going to be pushable. And we're also going to add a force to it. I just hate that it's not directional. It drives me nuts. It's just sort of random. What can you do though, you know? That should be fine. No, it's not kinematic. I'm cool with them being ragdoll limbs because we don't want them to interact with each other. And I don't really want the player to be able to interact with them either. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's just do default. Set that to default. We're just going to do this one, guys. Gosh. Kind of hitting myself right now because it's taking too long. We got a lot to do, and this is not the thing I want to work on. Activate object. Yeah, that's good. Deactivate box collider. Remove the mesh renderer. That'll do it. It's just the problem is it's gonna, the pieces are gonna fly in random directions, and that kind of bugs me. You know, it's not my favorite. There's that piece. Where's the other one? It's just so freaking annoying. Where's the other one? Okay, it came out. It just launched really strange. You know? Fine, I guess. All right, we'll do it with this one too. I want to select you. Unity needs to change their selection system. It's officially horrible. I mean, I didn't even know I was in Pro Builder. Close the freaking Pro Builder. I don't want this. Okay. We're going to take this piece here and just stick it inside of this one. I don't mind if it looks the same. And we're just going to do this, this. Now what we may do is we may want it so that it can't interact with the walls. But we'll see. We'll see. And you just it doesn't need to be super precise here, guys. But we can do like multiples here, like this. Nothing crazy. Disable. Just go ahead and grab this component here. That's breakable, good. So we're going to disable ourselves and our mesh renderer, but we're going to enable this guy. All right, so let's see how that one looks. All right. It feels good. Feels really good. Oh, and that's just like gotta be such a fun freaking feeling for the player, being able to walk through. Yes, yes, makes me so happy. Okay. This is the greatest job on earth. I love this more than anything. Freaking love this. I love doing this. There's nothing more exciting than playing God. I think I told you guys that one of the main reasons why I believe in God is because game dev is so fun. It's like, of course this world is a game. Also, it's really difficult for me to comprehend nothing coming from nothing, or something coming from nothing. That's really challenging for me. Where's the third one? There's this one, and this one. You had that moment when introducing GUIDs. That's right. Gordon, you did a good job on that. Gordon created this cool tool, guys, where I'm not going to click this, but this generate GUIDs, it generates a unique ID for all of the game objects that save in the scene. Good job, Gordon. Oh, Danny, I have an answer for you. Danny, I got an answer. I really do. I hear this a lot. So something can't come from nothing, right? And so that's why I believe in God. Then the counter argument is always, well, then where did God come from? Well, the whole point of saying something came from God, the point is saying that it's a source that is outside of time. So if something's eternal and outside of time, it doesn't have to follow the rules of what is inside space-time. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if we're all limited by time, we all sort of follow the rules of this world. What's the rule of this world? Something can't come from nothing. That's a rule. Therefore, if there's something outside of that system that created it, that thing can then break the rules and therefore not have a source. That's my theory. Do I know everything? Almost, but I don't know about that answer. I'm just giving you what I can. A painter is not the painting. I like that one. I can't wait. Here we go. You guys ready? All right, so I've got this. Disable that. Box collider. Rigid body. Is kinematic is true. Breakable object, copy, paste. This is taking way too long, but I think it's worth it. Broken pieces. Activate. Deactivate. Deactivate. And we're going to just take a look at this one. Guys, this is going to be crazy. It's going to blow your mind. Especially because we're going to have a rocket launcher. Can you imagine a freaking rocket launcher at this wall? It's going to work. It's going to work. It feels so good. Man. Yes! A lot of people are like, why does God care so much about what people think of him? Because that's the Christian theology, that God cares a lot about what you think about him. I care a lot about this world. Are you freaking kidding me? I spent 3 years on this world. I care every little bit about this broken wall. This broken wall has no idea how much I care about this broken wall. Does that make sense? And this broken wall isn't even sentient. Let's go. What else we got? Oh, we're going to go to the next one here. That's not going to be a pushable object. Blah, 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 blah. Good, good, good. Paste component is new. Broken pieces. We're going to drag those inside of him. That sounded weird. Bring that over here. Guys, it's this kind of stuff at the 11th hour of game dev that really matters. And this is why I really challenge you guys not to be too strict with yourself when thinking about, well, I don't have time for that, and I'm not gonna create that. Obviously, you want to be careful with feature creep, but sometimes it's really important to play. And this is a moment of play for me. And it turns out it's probably going to be one of the best parts of the game, being able to break through walls that you thought nothing was behind. If we create challenges in our games, does God create challenges for us? Yeah, I think so. Why does God not fix our world's bugs? But he did. That's the beauty of it. The Christian worldview is that God's world was perfect. He gave humanity free will. Why did he give us free will? Why didn't he just make us perfect? Well, you can't have true love if the person who's giving love is forced to do it. Would you rather, if you're going on a date with like a girl, would you rather drag her into the car, or would you rather her willfully go into the car? Obviously, you want true love, right? You don't want to force somebody to do something. You don't want to force your kid to love you, right? So true love can't be forced. It requires free will. So why did God give free will? Because he wants true love. Why does free will result in why is the world a dark, horrible place with death and destruction and awfulness? People. So people do bad things because they have free will. So what did God do about it? Well, he could have just blew up the world and just been done with it. But he felt like he wanted to love us, right? Because he loves his creation, just like I love this brick wall. And so what did he end up doing? According to the Christian theology, he sent himself. So the game developer flies into the computer, and he's in the computer, and he shows the NPCs what it means to be a good human, a perfect human. He accepts the punishment that all bad people should receive. And that's salvation. It's like Harry Potter. It's like Braveheart. I love Braveheart. It's like Lord of the Rings. It's like all the great films. It's like Star Wars. The perfect protagonist that you fell in love with sacrifices himself for people who don't deserve it. That is such a gut-wrenching story, and it might not make sense as an equation, but it definitely makes sense as a meal. When you smell it, it makes sense, and you want it. So that's the story of salvation. That's what, you know, the coder going into the computer and becoming the NPC and saving the NPCs. That's the Christian worldview, essentially. So it's not something that the Christian worldview doesn't say people have to do good things. Despite what you've been told, many of you probably think that's what Christianity is. That's not what Christianity is. Christianity is saying, I can't do anything. I'm a lowly NPC. And then you tell the creator, you say, but you're not, and I trust you, and I love you, and I'm sorry. That's basically it. Accepting the sacrifice of the creator. I just gave you guys a rundown, the best rundown I can imagine of what the Bible is. All right, let's go. What am I doing today? Oh, let's bring this in here. Well, we want to activate this object, right? We want to deactivate ourselves. And that's about it. I know it's going to work with this one as well. So I'm going to drag her in and just push her up here. You can get away with a lot of cheap looking like particles like this, guys. Like they don't have to be lined up perfectly. In fact, I don't even think you want them lined up perfectly. So yeah. Okay, let's take this breakable object. Paste component is new. Drag in me. Wait, what? Oh, it needs to be a box collider. Wait. Rasputin says there can't be free will because God is omniscient. So you're saying that because somebody knows the future, it means that the people who don't know the future have to be controlled? That's a sincere question, and it's a huge age-old debate between certain groups of Christians. So like some Christians call themselves Reformed, or they're Calvinistic, and then the other group is Arminian, or just believe in free will. I've never seen why, if I'm the game dev and I know everything about this game, it doesn't mean, well, actually it does in this case. I would say free will is magical. Free will cannot exist. Seriously, try this. Everything has a source. Every decision you've made has a source, and you can trace it back and back and back and back and back and back. Therefore, without magic, there's no such thing as free will. And I'm using magic in quotes. Without a miracle, free will cannot exist. It's impossible. Someone try and prove it to me in the chat. Free will cannot exist without a miracle. It's impossible. Neither can random. Random doesn't exist without a miracle, of course. Okay, I've got all this set up here. Broken piece D. No. What's a miracle? A miracle is when something outside of space and time interacts and interferes with the physics of this world and breaks the code at runtime. On purpose. That's a miracle. It's an intentional breaking of the code. It's like me pausing the game and changing the code for like a split second. That's a miracle. It's something that cannot work in the physics of this world. Free will cannot exist without a miracle. No way. Okay, so I think that's everything. Let's take a look. One day we're going to invent a robot with free will. How does that make sense? If everything has a source and a impetus, how on earth is there free will? Ah, no, he fell. Kinematic. There we go. Christianity is a tool of control. It's used to make and indoctrinate the populace and make them obedient and predictable. All right. Let's see here. Anything of value can be used to control people. Oh, yeah. Okay, that middle one's a problem. My theory is that middle one can be broken or... I got it. If I break this one, it should deactivate that one. Right? If I break this one, it should deactivate that one. If I break this one, it should deactivate that one. Okay, I got it. That way there's like a safety to it. Or can we cause another breakage to occur? That stinks. McDonald's is a tool made to control. That's right. I'm seriously though, like just because something is abused doesn't mean it's bad. Like everything can be abused. I can abuse this YouTube channel, right? I can abuse money. I can abuse sex. I can abuse food. I can abuse weapons. I can abuse weight training. I can abuse education. It's like the list goes on and on and on. So just because something can be controlled or used for power doesn't mean that it's wrong. In fact, I think it proves the opposite. It proves that there's intense value behind it. As with all religions, there's intense value behind all religions. I mean, that sounds smart. Do I sound smart or do I sound like an idiot? Maybe. I probably sound like an idiot. Okay, let's see what we can do here. What is the solution here? Well, I wonder if we can call another object to break. But I don't want to do that because it's going to screw with our it's going to screw with our save system. Therefore, I've got it, figured it out. This one is attached to this. Yay, I got it. Okay. So that is literally going to be, if I go apply all this, go inside of it, this one is going to be part of this one. So I just need to go to this, prefab, unpack. I can bring this piece and bring it inside of this. And now it's its own, it's part of this. So this right here is not going to be a breakable object anymore. Remove all of that. And I'm going to disable himself. Deactivate that one. I'm going to scale up this box collider. Ah, what? And put it in there. Yeah, there we go. And then all I got to do is go to front view mode. Yes, I'm so glad we solved this. I can just put this like this. And that will hopefully break it. I'm probably going to set this rotation to 0, frankly. We don't want these too rotated. It's kind of ridiculous looking. And then that one's good. Andrew's edge. No, we talk about religion a lot, guys. Religion is my favorite. I like religion a lot because everybody acts like there's so many important things in this world to worry about. And I'm just like, there's not a ton of things, honestly. Most things are kind of vapid. So why not talk about the things that bug us? Talk about the things that make people a little bit fussy. Because at the end of the day, a good argument or a good conversation can... Just because it's spicy doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm not mad at anybody. You guys aren't mad at me. We're just having a conversation. It's fun. Right? We're just having fun. Oh, guys, be sure to download. Man, I'm sorry about that banner below. It keeps popping up. Be sure to check out that free masterclass below. It's going to teach you how to do character art, which is going to be really cool for you. I think you'll learn a lot. Okay, what I'm going to do is take a broken piece here. These guys, and put them in here so that the whole thing collapses. If I turn this on, this whole facade will blow off, okay? And it's not like ideal, but it's enough. So let's try it out, okay? And broken piece G, that one needs to go away too. Yeah, so we need to say deactivate this piece here. Yeah, okay? So guys, let's try this out and see what happens. Wait, oh, we're good. What you saying, Cogwell? Yeah, Cogwell, I'm a terrible person. Are you kidding me? I'm the worst. You have no idea how dark my insides are. Woo, that was good. I freaking loved that. So I can't hit that wall. And I really feel like we should. Did that not feel great? Okay. So we got issues with these fellas here. Corner, this, and this. I'm going to set it to default and just see what happens. Let's talk. No. How about no, mid-low? Cogwald says, stop acting like imaginary superheroes in the sky are going to fix your problems. That's great. I think it's important to remember... What? Alexa. I think it's important to remember that the whole point of... She comes in here and she talks to me. Alexa, stop. Alexa, no. She told me about Taylor Swift today. It's infuriating. Faith G wants to leave. Religious people are criminals and drug addicts and alcoholics. Oh, okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, man, that felt good. But the problem is it can touch these walls. Whoa, I didn't know I could break that one. Why don't I get an effect when I hit that? I should, but I don't. Let's double check. Untagged. I should get an effect when I hit that. Max out. So why am I not getting an effect here? There we go. No? Look. I can hit that, but I can't hit this. Look. That's not right. No. Am I hitting it? Why is that? Is it because it's a mesh collider? Really? What? Let's just try one. Figure out what's going on here. Mesh collider. Set to default. It's untagged. What if I set it to marble or stone? Let's see. Let's go. I can't hit this for some reason. Look. Is it because it's a mesh collider? Oh my word. So if it's a mesh collider and it's not convex, it can't be whacked. I've been working on this game 3 years, and I didn't know that. Convex. 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 And we're going to set it to enemy so that the pieces cannot interact with it. I know that's weird, but... Wait, those are set to enemy too. That's set to ragdoll limb for some reason. What? Let's set this to ragdoll limb. Yeah, I mean we don't want these to cause the player to get stuck, so we're gonna make them invisible to the player using the ragdoll limb layer. Here we go. We got 500 people in the chat screaming at each other about religion. I love that. That's fun. Y'all be nice though, okay? Seriously. It's just a conversation. It's okay. Yes! Feels amazing. Okay, now one final thing that we need to do here, guys. we need to change the materials, which is just not, it's not my favorite thing ever. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the breakable object, and we're going to have it do a for loop through all of the materials. That sucks, man. Can I just do this? Can I collapse all these down and just change them all? If I do this, what happens? The theory is I can change all of them. Old tile, so I select the material. What if I changed it to plaster bare? Wait, what? Okay, that's the first two. Why is it random though? It's a side? Okay, so it's just the first one that we want to change. So if I select all of these, I can go material pool. That should, yeah, I believe. That's not, why is this one not changing? Wall piece A. Oh man, this sucks. That one has 2 for some reason. I don't know. Man. Yeah, so the changing of materials is going to be a manual process. So I'm trying to think of how we streamline this, seriously. Let me think here. You know what I've learned? There's a million reasons. I mean, just Google it. There's a million reasons for something, and there's a million reasons against something. So I've found that arguing about things doesn't get very far. It really does come down to, for me, living a personal experience with something and just finding it to be really valuable. And so just living my life, and all I could say is it works for me and I love it. I think it's great. And, you know, if you want to be my friend, you'll sort of observe my life, and maybe you'll think that my life looks good. Maybe you'll think that there's fruit in my life. I can tell you what I believe, but I'm not going to argue with you. I can't prove anything. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to be able to prove a thing. I'm not that smart. But I got to figure this out. How do I get these breakable pieces? I think I'm just going to tell Felipe, hey, you got to change all the pieces on the inside got to be changed. That's about all I can think of here. I mean, I don't know, guys. What do I do? I'm going to do this. And then these. Yeah, I just guess I'm going to tell him to do that. Yeah. Okay, let's see how it feels. No, nobody needs to be sorry in the chat. It's okay. Everybody has intense feelings about everything. Oh, man. Everybody feels intensely about everything. So it's totally reasonable and understandable. Look at that. What happened? That sucks. So there's one of them. Let's try again. One of them. That one piece up there, it keeps... Look at that. That one. That one. Why? Let's take a look. He hangs up there. And it's because one of these... He's sitting on something. He's sitting on something. Or is he stuck in something? Let's see who he's stuck in. He's stuck in that guy. Because that guy had... Why were you stuck in him? Huh? He's stuck inside of him. He's stuck in him. And you shouldn't even be able to react to him because you're an enemy and enemies can't touch ragdoll limbs. So why are you stuck? What? Enemy. Are you all set to ragdoll limbs? They're not. Okay. So the broken pieces here, these need to be set to ragdoll limbs. Wait, those are. No. I thought I knew the answer. Those are set to default. Default. Guys, I don't know, but let's just try this out here. Ragdoll limb. We are so close. All right, let's go. Look! Why? That one little friend. He hates me. Look! He's sitting on something. What are you sitting on, big boy? What are you sitting on? What are you sitting on? What are those? Okay, those are the... What are you sitting on? It's a box collider. 8! I think it's because he has a box collider and a mesh collider. We're going to remove the mesh collider, okay? I think I know what's going on. Remove the mesh collider. And then he has a parent... Broken piece B, box collider, good. This one, C, but also G. We want to remove that box. Oh, no. He gets removed. Okay. This one. No, that's not it. Something's happening, my friends. I don't know what's going on here. See you later, Andrew's Edge. That's right. I am too honest. What are you sitting on, big boy? That felt great. I enjoyed that. That felt really good. I really enjoyed that. Let's try this. Okay. It's fine, I guess. Son of a... What? It worked fine that time. Maybe I fixed it. That felt good. Try one more time. I just feel like that maybe solved our problem. Good. How many of you would love to see all of the wall get destroyed? I sure would. So we're going to do it. Sadly. But we're going to do it a little bit better or more streamlined here. I thought that we wouldn't want to do the side pieces, but people are going to get really frustrated if they can't do it. You know? So that's what we're going to do. Going to try and streamline this as best we can. Wait, what is that? Why are you going over there, dude? Well, that's not working. Good. Good. What is that? Good. Okay. I'll be right back. Give me just a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Gotta take a 13-second break. I love that Alexa decided to put my Ring doorbell on my TV. She's awful. She talks nice, but she's a control freak. Golly. Alright, guys. Hey, it's gonna be almost done here. Is kinematic equals true? Good. Is kinematic is true? Good. Is kinematic is true? Good. Good. And what about this one, eh? Good. Okay. Disable that. And then all we got to do is go into our breakable object script for all of them and drag in the activation of the objects, deactivate the meshes and the collider. There's no freaking box collider. Wait, what? Mesh collider. Disable the mesh collider. Remove box collider of depth. Which one? No, none. So that one's done. What about this one? Same thing. And then finally this one. Okay. I suspect that we're gonna get some problems here. But we're gonna double check here. Okay, the wood planks, I don't really want to use them right now. Well, no, we're gonna do it. Let's do it. We'll do it. Y'all can't hear the sound. And that, my friends, is why we did all that. I can hit them, but I can't move. They don't interact with me, so that's great news. We don't want them to. Let me show you guys why this is cool, okay? Why this is the greatest thing ever. Actually, let's go ahead and enable the wooden planks. I just want to see how it looks, I guess. I don't think it's going to work. I really don't. We might need... I don't know, actually. I like the idea of wood being in there. But they cannot be... They need to be set to ragdoll limb. And the box collider's all screwed up here. I don't know what that... What on earth? Look at that. What is that? What's that? What is that? That's this nav mesh obstacle. That's another problem. Nav mesh obstacles. Got it. Okay. So we need... This sucks. We need nav mesh obstacles on everything. So let's do it. Nav mesh obstacle. It's a box. And I believe you could barely see what it is. Yeah, you want it to be pretty tall. Well, frankly, I think we can probably just have it like that. Nav mesh obstacle, same thing. We do want it to carve. We want that to carve. You know, that should probably be a nav mesh obstacle. We'll just move it down. We want it to carve. That's gonna, yeah, we'll just make it a little bit bigger, just in case. Nav mesh obstacle. Just want things to block the enemies. It's really important to consider everything when you make something like this. When you make any kind of change to a game, like I'm just going to add a breakable wall, no big deal. It creates all kinds of problems. Just know that it does. I'm not saying don't add something, but it will cause problems. It will. That's not really going to cause a nav mesh obstacle. This one will for sure. It's just a box collider, guys, that if it touches the nav mesh will carve away at real time. That's all it does. So that's good. Now the next question is, the wood planks have really strange nav mesh obstacles. I don't feel like this one needs a nav mesh obstacle. That one... Oh! No, that's good. What about this? That's good. This, yeah, we're good there. Okay, so the wood pieces. And it's funny because some things they feel like, well, it's just one breakable wall. And you're spending all this time on this one wall? No, I'm spending all this time on 500 walls. Because these 500 walls will be put through the entire game. You're confused on what this means? Miss Cloud, you have to create a nav mesh obstacle that 3D AI agents use what's called a nav mesh, and it's a blue surface that gets baked, and you pick and choose what is a surface and what isn't a surface that the enemy can walk on. This allows them to create real-time calculations that aren't CPU intensive. But you have to create nav mesh obstacles for dynamic objects. No breakable floor? What? Oh, that's a great idea. Let me fight, or no, Miss Cloud, no. Who said that? I just lost it. Yeah, Hazal Karim. 100%. That is a brilliant idea. I love it. Breakable floors, huh? Wow. Freaking awesome. That's great. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, nav mesh obstacles. We're doing the wood planks here. I don't really like that wood plank. I really don't. I'm gonna position it differently, but it doesn't need a nav mesh obstacle. No. Neither does this. Yeah, that sure. Carve. Carve. Okay. That's fine, I guess. What I want to do. The problem with this is that the wood, if I break a wall, the wood will float. And so we probably don't want to use the wood. It's too complicated. I mean, we could probably put it inside of a wall. Just as a graphic, Yeah. That's not going to work. Okay. I don't see well, no, I do see the value in the wood pieces, actually. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these inside and remove the breakable object script from them. And we're just going to put them inside of the parent. That's the first wood plank. It's going to go inside of corner A. Let's go ahead and hit apply all here. That one goes into A. No? What? Corner A, yeah. So that's going to go inside of corner A. And basically all we're going to do is when corner A breaks, we just disable the wood plank. That's it. There's value in this because if I punch a hole in here, it might be cool to see a piece of wood sticking through, just to give it a feeling of being, especially if it's plaster walls. Okay. Same one. I want that one to be a little bit more like that. I don't want to see much of it. I'll put it inside that there. And we're going to remove the breakable object. Good. Same on this one, yeah. Okay. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. don't see the value in it. I don't see the value in it. I'm not going to do it. What we'll do is we'll just disable them. I don't really... No. I don't really like it. Okay. So watch. You know, if I were to take this wall here, I want to show you guys this. This is what the value of this is. This is why it's so important. And by the way, guys, just remember, if you want to check out that free 2D character art course below, it's really going to help you out a lot. It's totally free. It's just going to help you on your character art journey. There we go. I'm looking for a corner. Doesn't matter how talented you are. I know the feeling. Seriously, I know the feeling of feeling like you're not smart enough, you're not good enough to make 2D art. You're not smart enough or good, like talented enough to do 2D character art. It's a feeling. I used to look at characters and think, like, there's no way I can figure that out. But then I started looking at some Ivan Earl paintings, and Calvin and Hobbes was really helpful. And I started studying how simple shapes and simple colors really changes everything. And so I've sort of put together a framework for you guys, so you can click below. And with very little talent, you can transform yourself into a 2D character artist. So click below to check it out and sign up. It's really, really helpful. It might just change your whole sort of perception of whether you're an artist or not. Hint, you probably are a decent artist. You just need to have a better understanding. This is going to be great. Look at this. I'm not saying we do this for this level. I'm not going to save this, but you know, if we take a look at this here, we could say, okay, what's this material? Well, it's tile. Is it marble? Yeah. So I can just drag. Wait. I just want to see how this looks, guys. In theory, it should do it to the other side. Yeah, that's good. The problem is the breakable objects are all messed up. But let's just see how it feels. There's value in dust, huh? Okay. So this is what the player will come across. They'll be like, wait, what? Oh my word, what? That's fun. It felt a little off there. I'm not sure what was going on. Seemed like there was a mesh collider issue. When in doubt, guys, test something over and over and over again. Whoa, you're walking fast, dude. Oh, I just broke that wall. Sweet. Well, I mean, that worked. That's good to know. Why can't I walk on you? I think one of these objects I can walk on. Well, that felt great. Let's try some different weapons. Okay. That was weird. Can I make them mesh colliders? Because this one is it's causing problems. I feel like I should make this a mesh collider and set it to convex, because it's colliding with this one and it's problematic. Yeah. That one's weird. That one's going to be a struggle. But this one here, that one's not too problematic. It's the ones that are really long or weird shaped that are going to cause problems. All right, let's see here. Well, it works. For some reason, I can walk on some of them. Or all of them. That's not right. Wait. What? And also, let's see if they follow us. There's a lot of things to test here. So that's set to breakable. Breakable. Okay. Yeah, I get it. It's happening in the script. It's changing the layer to breakable. But let's see if they follow us. I don't know why we're setting it to kinematic. Like that's the confusing part. But I'm fine with it. It's fine. It's not worth worrying about. Let's see if the enemies follow us. That's the next question. Okay? So let's keep testing. Okay, they saw me through the wall. Why? Because they're set to ragdoll limb. Okay, they can't come for some reason. There's a lot of stuff going on here. First off, let's just figure out the nav mesh obstacle. Okay, so we have optional nav mesh obstacle here. If it exists, then set the size to 0 when we die. Okay, first things first. We need to set all of our nav mesh obstacles into the slot here. That's number one. So that it disables when it breaks. That's the first thing. That one doesn't have a nav mesh obstacle. It doesn't need one, that's why. This one does. That one doesn't. This one does. All right, does that make sense, guys? So all the nav mesh obstacles will disable after they break. Okay. And you guys also mentioned that all the broken pieces need a higher mass. I agree with you. I would say maybe 2. Probably like 1.5. I think that's all we really need to do. 1.5. Oh, what was the other thing? I can't remember. Also, they could see me. That's right. It's because they're set to ragdoll limb. Come on through, bud. Come on through. You can do it. Yay! That feels great. I'm going to just go ahead and do it. Look. If public set to kinematic on die equals true. That's the true by default. However, I don't want these to get set to kinematic. Or, wait, what? What am I saying? Ah, yes. Change layer to breakable equals true. I don't know why, and I couldn't tell you. And we're at this point in the game's development where, you know, sometimes things happen. I don't know why. I can't recall why they happened. Is it in the breakable here? It might be. There it is. So it really needs to be here. And you just want to, I mean, this is totally a Band-Aid fix. But I don't think we need to worry too much about it because the game's almost done. Some reason it's setting these layers to breakable. So if we want to do that, then sure. Change it. But for these guys, I don't want to do that. And that's because I don't want the player to be able to walk on the object. So we're going to see what happens. Alrighty. So we have all these breakables, right? And we just say change layer to breakable. Set it to false. I don't know what it does, honestly. You're saying add some comments. I don't know what it does. And somebody, whoever made it, was probably me 2 years ago, didn't add comments. You're right. I'm terrible at adding comments. Okay, so you can see me. That's fine. Good. Okay, so they can see us. Here's what I think we should do. This is a better... Yes, I've got it. This is a better solution. And actually, I think it helps us a lot. Yeah. Instead, this is what we're going to do. We're going to say, this is a string. Change layer on def. By default, it's breakable. I don't know why, but it is. I did not do that. Stop building. Stop. Whatever. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and change it to on start in the initial. I don't want to build. Stop. When we play the game, it's just set to regular breakable. However, this is so convoluted, but it's going to work. It's set to breakable on start. Or default. Let's go to our... no, don't change children. Go back. Let's go to our crates. Do we have a crate here? Yeah, we do. The crates are set to default, okay? And then when the... Yeah. Okay. All right. So, we have all these set to default. Therefore, the enemies cannot see us through default. This is just... By the way, I think a lot of you are probably thinking, what is this? What are all these layers? This is just the nature of specifically 3D. It happens in 2D all the time, but in 3D, layers are so important, and it can get confusing. Granted, our current system is not great, because there's certain things like setting this to breakable limb. It's like it's not a ragdoll limb. Yeah, but it behaves the same way, and so that's why we're going to use ragdoll limb. All right, let's hit play. Ugh! Wait, why are they set to ragdoll limb? I thought it was on death. Crap, it wasn't. Thomas, you're an idiot. Then what's the point of it? Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to keep this, okay? I'm not going to have it change on start. No, that's fine. On start, it's fine. Golly, Thomas. But on death, we're going to have a variable here, change layer on death. If it's set to nothing, it's not going to do anything. Actually, yeah, if it's set to nothing, it's not going to do anything. But we're going to go to death here. I hate doing this stuff because it feels like it's going to break the game. If change layer on death does not equal this, then a game object dot layer equals. Can I do that? Oh, we have to do it this way. Crap, that's not going to work either. Wait. This is so dumb. What are you doing, dude? Oh, think, use your brain. Oh, gosh. Okay. It needs to be a breakable. Its children are ragdoll. That's all it is. Golly. So those... all of these are going to be ragdoll limbs. That is the theory. And they should be set to breakable, Thomas. You should all be breakable. You bet, Shahid. Hope it helps you. It's never going to come out. What did you say? It's never going to come out. It will pivot to a new game in 2025. Yeah, probably. In fact, maybe I'll just quit. Yay, it works. That doesn't. So there was one that was, for some reason, floating. Guys, we are close. No, guys, making games takes time. This is my third game. Have I not proven to you we finish our games? Okay, so let's watch. No, you can't. You can't see me. Why can't? Because you're set to breakable. There's so much here. Good. So I got stuck. So I don't know why those get stuck. That's weird. Golly. Why are they getting stuck? That's really what I'm struggling with here. And we're going to use mesh colliders across the board. That's about all we can do here. And we need to drag them in to the proper field. And we're going to go through each one and make sure they're all set to mesh colliders. I mean, that's all I can think of here. Man, it's taking a bit, but it's worth it. That's good. That's good. Good. Remove. Set it to a mesh collider. Convex. It has to be convex, apparently. I don't know why. Seriously. But someone, me or someone else, decided that a long time ago, and that's the system we've got. Okay. Why can't I set you to none? There we go. That's really annoying. So weird. Okay, that one's a mesh collider. This has been a brutal process, I'll tell you. No, that doesn't do it. He said hit backspace. We can maybe clear, revert. Okay, there we go. We got to revert this one too. Look, isn't that crazy? Watch. It reverts and then it doesn't. You guys can't see it. It's so weird. All right, let's feel it out again. Here we go. Feels good. Can't touch him. That's good. We're going to try one more time. This is the most people we've ever had watching this stream. Thanks for joining, everybody. Seriously, it means a lot. Thanks for joining. 547 people? Why are we watching me? What are we talking about? Am I interesting? Do we like Thomas? I hope so. I like to be liked. Okay, let's try all the different weapons. That felt great. That right there is just part of the problem, man. Hey, we'll figure it out during beta testing. Awesome. Sweet. That felt great, guys. Shahid says it works. Don't touch it. Awesome. I love it. I think that's going to be really, really fun. And the cool thing is we can do stuff like this. You know, you can just sort of, and it doesn't have to be breakable at all times. Sometimes you can go, you know what, we're just going to disable all this so it feels like there's holes in the wall, you know? For example, I mean, I do really want to show you guys, like, you can do stuff like this. Okay, so we've got, if I had this wall and I copied it, I could put it over here, or like a corner piece over here, like this. Watch. There we go. And then I zero it out, make it flat, and I'll probably take a screenshot of this for Felipe. He's the level designer. And just sort of show him like, hey, this is some cool stuff that we could do. And I think one of you mentioned this, so thank you so much for mentioning it. I think it was a great idea. Where's the corner piece? Okay. I think one of you mentioned this, that we can create little floor pieces that are, you know, breakable. So if I take this here, I can, wait, why is that piece invisible? Where is it? That's crazy. I think it's because it's this guy. Yeah. There we go. Is it that? One of these has this object on it. What in the world? Yeah, there it is. Okay, sorry guys. So I have this and I can have these floors. What we don't want is we don't want these to be straight. Notice how there's cracks and ripples in it? This is like, I guess, a game design rule. If some walls are breakable but they look identical to others, it's very frustrating for the player. So you want, anytime there's a wall or floor that's breakable, it's got cracks running through it. And that's what we've got here. Okay. So this is what we could do. We could have this breakable floor here, and Philippe could go in and he could say, you know what, let's just disable this piece, right? And maybe this one. This is the benefit of doing this. So it looks like it's broken, and we could even use this purely just for environmental flourishes. And it's also fun to just mess with. Like if I go over here, I can look up there and just see broken parts of a tower, of the castle. See? And if I wanted to, I'd be like, destructible environment, baby. So guys, it looks, I'm going to be sound pride here. It looks genius. Like it's like, wow, it's a fully destructible environment. That's amazing. But in reality, I don't know why that's happening. That's not genius. But in reality, all that's happening is we're just spawning particles, basically. Mesh particles. I love it. That's weird. I think I duplicated the wall, that's why. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. When will I work in UE5? Not for a while. I'm happy in Unity. Okay. What was else on my list here? The Chad station, valves. Felipe needed me to work on valves for him. Okay, guys, we got some valves. Let me show you the valve puzzle. We have a valve and wall combo. And by the way, feel free to check out that art program below. It's totally free. All right, so we have this valve puzzles. I'm just going to do this. Let's find the valve. The problem with this is that the current valve puzzle, it causes, we have a discrepancy between speed. So I can turn the valve wheel at a speed. And the problem is it's, if I do a really slow, if I want a gate to open slowly, the valve is really slow, and that's weird. So we're going to set this to, what? It's a, oh. Wait, where is it? Son of a 0. Set it to 0. That is so weird. Oh, 0, 0. There we go. All right. Let's put the valve wheel here. Set that to 0. This is for testing, guys. So we're just going to test these valve wheels. There's the wall. Where's the wall? Over here. So we're just going to put it somewhere like right here, just to test this. Move it up. And what happens is this gate will open as we turn this valve. And we also have the camera. We just push it, position it here. And so as I'm turning this wheel, that gate will open. Okay, so let's first and foremost just check to see if this works at all. Ricardo says, huge inspiration for me. Thank you for your work, hard work. Thanks for being nice. Oh man, what a day. Where's the, there it is. Okay, so I have a valve here, and it opens up that gate. And it's timed. See? Let me send a message to Felipe we must use a forced slide for valve puzzles. Super fun. And teach it with a poster. Like, I don't know why we haven't done that, but that's fun. I love that kind of thing. You feel like Indiana Jones. Where's the sound? Look, this is so fun. I love that. Release date pushed back 2 years now, so we have slide and breakable walls. That's right. Do I work on this game outside of live stream? Yeah, I have a team, and I spend most of my time doing art direction, or just direction in general and management of the project. But I like to get my hands dirty and twist some valves every once in a while. Okay, what are we doing? Ah, yes. Door, wall move speed. We need a descent multiplier is what we need. We need a descent multiplier. How do I speed this up, guys? This is tough, actually. I got it. Okay, so it's going to be the valve wheel. It's called the wheel key, and we're gonna have a rotation speed, and then we're gonna have a return to start multiplier, speed multiplier. Yes, yes. I like my variable names to be very, very specific. Revert speed multiplier. It's going to be 1 by default. Okay. If is closed, if rotation angle is greater than or equal to the end rotation, it completes. Otherwise, it does this. This is the reversion right here. So this is where we multiply. Revert speed multiplier. So we turn it at a normal speed, and it turns are always the same speed, and it causes something to open at a pretty fast speed, and then when you let go, it slowly goes down. So that should be good. Let's try that out. Guys, what we're trying to do is we want the gate to open quickly, but then when I let go of the valve, I want it to go back, right? And this is basically a lever. It's the same thing as a lever that opens a gate, but it's a timed revert. And that helps us create puzzles, right? So let's just see if this works as is. Okay, some of you have said, I want to sort of give you a little bit of a breakdown of why do I, this is really helpful, sometimes there's warnings in Unity. I don't really worry about warnings. Sometimes you'll see errors in Unity. And some of you will say, Thomas, why don't you fix the errors? Okay. It's kind of like if you were walking into a house that's being built and a contractor walks with you through the house and you say, why don't you fix that wiring? Why don't you fix that wall? Why don't you fix that screw? Why don't you fix that? The reason is because there's certain things you do that are on your list. You get those things done. And then you move forward through a next phase. We've got a whole schedule, right? So all these little things like bugs and stuff like that, those things get fixed. And I understand the desire to fix everything. I get it. But there's a whole schedule for how things should be fixed and when they should be fixed. Stuff like that, that's all getting thrown into our beta testing bugs list. Like there's a million bugs that we have to fix. Right now we're getting features done. Features that we're adding to the game to make the puzzles more interesting, because right now the puzzles are not interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so it's the same speed regardless, so let's set it to 0.5. I feel like that was slower, but maybe I'm wrong. Yay! So that helps Felipe a lot because he can say, during the reversion, I want it to go much slower. Or I can go very fast, like 2. Let's try this one. Good. I love it. Hey, thanks, Dustin, my dudes. Okay. Something I'm considering doing, guys, is sure, we want the game to feel like BioShock. We totally do. That's fine. But I don't want it to look too much like BioShock. And the game has a completely different setting and a different story. It's all different, but it has that moody 1950s look. And so I'm considering changing the shading to toon shading for the game, making it look a lot more simplistic and cartoony. And I know that sounds like a bad idea, but you got to think about reviews. You got to think, okay, well, if I release this game, it's not BioShock. It's never going to be good as BioShock. Do I want to try and compete with BioShock? No. So then why not make the game look a little bit different? So we're considering doing that. Okay, let's see here. If I set this to 0.1, let's see what we get. Yeah, kind of like Bendy and the Ink Machine, that kind of look, but not black and white, no. Okay, so let's see if this works here. That feels great. Okay, anyway, let's see. And then we're going to set the pitch of the audio source. Okay, this is going to be great actually. Audio source, wait, son of a, okay, source dot pitch equals revert speed multiplier. Super simple. And then on the regular though, source dot pitch equals 1. See? So we just have a standard pitch, and then when it reverts, it's 0.5. That's basically it. Null script says you underestimate how much work converting everything to toon shading is. No, I don't. I've already done it. I just haven't committed it to GitHub. It looks great. and I can do it in one click. Do you guys want to see how to do it? Watch this. This is so cool. Basically, you go to Tools, search Materials by Shader, select Shader. So we're going to select the URP shader. This is so cool. Watch this. I drag in this. I found this on GitHub, and I click Find Materials. I'm not going to do it because it takes like 30 seconds. But it finds all the materials in the game, every single one that uses the same URP lit shader. And then you can swap it out from standard URP lit to the tune lit. And it's perfect. And you guys could find on Twitter how it looks. I can actually show you if you guys want to see how the game looks in a more stylized look. I'd love your thoughts on what you guys think. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So you can see it's got like line art on it. It's like some stuff is etched. Do you see that? We have lines around stuff now. So it separates it out from BioShock, I think. Do you see the lines, guys? So everything looks cartoony. Nullscript says that's a nice tool for one shader to another. Well, that's all we're using is one. The only shaders I want to swap are URP lit to tune shader. I don't want to swap any of the other ones. So you can see the lines there. Yeah, and I always get mixed reactions. You know, some people say I like the other one better. It's more immersive. Some people say I can't tell the difference. But some people love it, so I'm kind of at a loss. I would prefer this one personally, and so I might just go with my gut. Yeah, I think we probably would increase the thickness for sure of the lines. I think, or at least for the weapons, you know. Okay, so that. Hey, let's check this. See if the pitch works, guys. All right. Ready, test? So it's supposed to change the pitch. I can't see, so. Here we go. Okay? What is, there's like two sounds playing. The wall has a sound. I don't like that. I don't love it. It needs to be 3D. It's set to 500 though, that's the problem. It needs to be set to like 250 maybe? I don't know. It's just too loud. I see why there's two. Okay. So, move from wheel to audio source. We need to change that one as well. And also the pitch. Let's do this first. The pitch needs to be set to 1. Right here. So it needs to happen there. And I think, no, I think that's good. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, we need to set the source pitch for the other one as well. So what do we have? We have this. Move from wheel. Wait, where did I set the pitch to? Yeah, right here. Move from wheel dot source dot pitch equals this. So we want the wheel sound to be slow too, or the door sound. We want that too. So we're going to do our best here to make sure it's occurring in all conditions. There. Here as well. No, we're good there. Yeah, oh, right here. Let's go. I don't think doors are hard to code because they're hard to code. I think they're hard to code because there's so many weird situations that happen with doors. Enemies, objects you can pick up. Doors are also used to load things. They're good to be closed because you can load stuff behind them, but if the door's open, you don't want to unload stuff. If an enemy is in the way of a door, should it automatically close? Should doors automatically close at all? What if they're locked? Do you open them with physics? Do you open them with an animator? How do you determine which side you're on versus an enemy? Should a door clip through an enemy when it opens? Does a door block the nav mesh? Should an enemy be able to open a door? It's like, oh, there's so many things. So I don't like doors at all because they're sneaky. They're like lice. They just sort of hang out in your game, and you're like, I'm fine, and then you look at your scalp at night, and there's just lice everywhere. That's what doors are. All these problems you didn't even know about. Let's take a look. Whoa. Why did that happen? I think we got a null reference exception is what we did. I don't know what just happened. Jom says, that's a long bucket list of easy things. You're right. Super easy. All right, let's go. I want the sound to play normal when it closes. Okay, so when it's done closing, I would rather the pitch be set to 1. So there's something occurring here. I think it's happening here. And then I think it's happening here. I think. I don't know what that glitch was, Gordon. Did you see that? It just randomly forced the camera at the door. I don't know. Good. Okay, we got it. Look at all these weird... So these errors here are related to the water. Okay, so it's something inside the water. Like that, Gordon? Like that? Okay, let's see here. So many cool things you can do with this, by the way, guys. Something you should keep in mind is that you should create, for a game that you want to be scalable, what we call them, I call them puzzle tools. I don't know why I called them puzzle tools, but they're things that you use to create a big sort of puzzle set. So you have like a lever, and then you have a keypad, and then you have a pressure plate, and you have a locked door, and you combine them and you multiply them to create complexity with a puzzle. With a valve, it's really cool because, well, with any puzzle, what's really cool is you look at this and you go, okay, so now we got cool gates. No, you can do anything. You can make this water into a particle emitter of fire, and it's got a hit collider on it, and it moves out of the way when you turn the gas off. You can lower water levels. You can move bridges. You can make ceilings go up and down. There's just a lot of things you can do with this because it's simply just moving an object. You can combine them. You can have multiple doors. You can have 3 doors. You can have a red valve, a blue valve, and a yellow valve. Each valve turns at different speeds. You have 3 doors in sequence. You have to turn each valve to get all doors up, but you need to figure out which sequence to do so that by the time they're down, you can go under all of them. There's so many cool little puzzles you can do. I think that's everything. I'm just going to do one more test. Gordon. Oh, Gordy. Whee! Gordon, look at this. Have you seen this? See, there it happened. What was that? Okay, we got a null reference exception. What in the world? No. What? Did you just see that, Gordon? Can you put that on your list if you're working? I can add it to your list. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that. I gotta add it to the list here. Sometimes valves will force the camera and you can't get out of the camera. I mean, I can look into the code and see what I did, but all I did was change the all I did was change the oh, maybe a camera's not assigned, but the camera is assigned. Yeah, no, I just added it to your list, Gordon, for June or May. Look. The object wheel key has been destroyed. Why? It has? The object wheel key has been destroyed. Let's double check this. It's right there. It's right there. All right, let's figure this out, guys. No, Gordon, I know. I just figured might as well try and do it now if I can see it. I wasn't saying I'll do it because you're a bad person. I'm just saying I'll look into it right now because it's right here. Look at all these null references. This is crazy. The wheel key has been destroyed. I don't get that. Look at this crazy amount of references here. Show camera. I don't know. I don't know why it's saying it's destroyed. It's not destroyed. Oh, wow. It just happened again. I mean, yeah, we could do that null script, but that doesn't make any sense because it's like, why would it not exist? What is going on? I still don't really want that to be the problem because then all that does is just make the bug invisible. I'm going to move this effer because I can't see it and I have to keep getting my flashlight. Here's another question. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, I've got to fix that error that I've been telling you guys I'm not going to fix because it's getting in the way of debugging right now. Still got a problem here. Man, that's frustrating. If audio source and get component rigid body and enter water sound, then what's the issue? Like, what does that even freaking mean? What am I using for volumetric fog? I'm not sure. It's an asset from the Unity asset store. It's literally called like volumetric fog or something. Okay, so I guess we fixed it. That is just, yeah, that's just related to the enemy's footsteps. Okay, so let's take a look. This allows us to see, okay, we're stuck. It has to do with the coroutine. It definitely is a coroutine. Thank you for your thoughts, Tugmac. I appreciate it. You think the game looks cartoony enough? It doesn't need a tune shader? I appreciate that. You like the gritty look? Okay, so it's not happening. I think we're okay. And the sounds are great. Very slow. Let's hear how it sounds when it closes. So what do we think? Type tune if you liked the tune shader on Twitter. Type normal if you like normal. Go. Gordon, you like the tune shader, huh? Anders Edge likes tune shader. Hey, if I got Gordon's vote, that's a powerful vote. Oh, good, and the sounds work. It's a mixed bag. You know the truth, guys? I don't care what you think. I really do, but I also care about the marketability of it. And I'm worried or concerned that the game is going to be compared to BioShock and we can't compete. It's impossible. BioShock is too good. Doesn't matter what you choose. Either way, you're going to regret the decision. What did you say, Gordon? Gordon said... I like very stylized things, though. So do I. I really do. Okay, so we've got this working. What we can do then is also... We have the Chad station. We need to be working on the Chad station. So let's go ahead and hop on over to Discord. I'm going to push really quick. So let me push. We're definitely not going to push this scene. Heck no. Let me push. And just remember, guys, while we wait here, for those of you who are interested in 2D art, I really want to see you guys succeed. I really do. I want you to do well. And that's why I put together this 2D character art masterclass. It's free. Totally free. Not selling you anything. Not with this masterclass. I will sell you some stuff. I do sell things, but not with this masterclass. So just check it out below. All right, I'm going to push this here. Well, no, there is a 2D course that complements this that I'll tell you about, but this masterclass is free. Okay, let's see here. Push, 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 push. Okay, don't want to push -1. Let's see here. Okay. Let's push that. Destructible walls. And valves. All right. It's pushed. And all the changes to this scene are gone now. But the prefabs remain. You know what? Guys, I'm out of juice. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Again, just check out the free character art workshop below. It's my treat to you after this live stream. Take a little gift with you. It's a little snack for you. And enjoy it. You're going to learn a lot. It's going to take you to this page here. And you're going to learn about how to create character art. There's a lot of cool principles you can use. You don't need to be talented to make beautiful artwork. Because sometimes all you got to understand is some principles. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I love you guys so much.